Hi all, good morning, good evening. Welcome to the demo session of our exclusive training provided by Isha Training Solutions, Generative AI in Performance Testing. So I am Chandra. So I will be your trainer for this particular training. And I have 14 plus years of experience in performance testing and different tools like load runner, Jmeter, Neoload, and observability tools like Dynatrace, AppDynamics, Neuralink, Datadog, and also in generative AI. I have been implementing generative AI in my performance testing projects. I have conducted multiple batches on performance testing with Jmeter, with load runner, then with Dynatrace, and also on generative AI in performance testing, guys. So before I start this session for today, let me discuss about some of the ground rules which we need to follow during the sessions. So each and every session is going to be recorded, everyone. Okay, each and every session is going to be recorded. So I will request you all to be on mute during the sessions. Today is our demo session and we have very good number of participation. I thank you all for joining the call. Most of you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed, but please remember or please note that we limit the strength of our batch, basically the number of participants of our batch, to 15 to 20. Okay, so it is basically on a first come first serve basis. We do not intake as many number of members. No, we limit the strength of the batch to 15 to 20. So usually that will be our ideal strength of a batch. So it will be on a first come first serve basis. And then each and every session is going to be recorded. Whatever documents I'm going to demonstrate in this session, or whatever documents I'll show, whatever scripts I developed, or whatever examples I demonstrate, everything will be shared with you all. And the recording will be shared the very next day, so you all can go through the recording. If you have any queries, the questions will be taken up in the next session. Also, for the demo session today, I know you all might have a lot of queries, so I will first of all demonstrate what I have to discuss, and then we will have a dedicated Q&A session at the end, all of you. Okay, so before I start, guys, just if you have any basic questions on whatever points I just discussed. Anyone? Any questions? Yeah, Pratap, please go ahead.
Yeah, sir, I just have a question. Will it be in the end like a race against time where you will ask to register yourself for the course within 2 minutes or 3 minutes and early bird gets the seat and others don't get the seat? Will it be that scenario?
No, that won't be the scenario. The way you are, saying in like 1 minute, 2 minutes. No, it won't be that. So as I told you, we will limit the strength of the batch to 15 to 20 participants. And once we reach that number, we'll basically close it. And it will be basically on a first come first serve basis. So it won't be like a race against time. Okay, so let us not go into that. Yeah. Okay, I believe there are no other questions probably. So we'll go ahead with the demo session, guys. So the recording is already in progress. So let me start sharing my screen with all of you. Okay, in the meantime, guys, I'll request all of you like to put in your full name and your mobile number in the chat window so that we could share share the details with you, like what is our next agenda, and what are the we can share some documents with you related to generative AI. Okay, so Vamsi, you have raised your hand. Do you have any question on whatever top things I have discussed till now? Okay.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay, thank you. So I'll request you all to please put in your name and mobile number in the chat window. Thank you. I have started sharing my screen. I hope all of you can see it. Can anyone confirm?
Yeah, we're able to see it.
Thank you so much for confirming. Maybe whoever has turned on the video can switch it off. Okay. So guys, this is the link, right? I think all of you have got this link in the WhatsApp group. So my name is Chandra, as I have already informed. So the exclusive training which we are providing is generative AI in performance testing. So we'll go through the course content. Okay, what we are trying to study as part of this training, what we are going to learn as part of this training, and what will you achieve out of this training, because that will give you the expectation, right? Because most, all of you would have different expectations in your mind regarding the training. So we'll go through the course content, whatever I'm going to cover as part of this training, and then you can put your questions at the end, everyone. Okay. So as you all know, generative AI is the current hot cake in the market, right? Anywhere you go, everyone is speaking about generative AI, and that becomes equally important for the quality engineers or the software testing engineers as well. It could be functional, it could be for automation, and it is also applicable to performance testing. So why should performance testing be left behind, right? So we can apply generative AI in the field of performance testing also. So basically, uh, you know, you can go through this link. You will find some feedback about the previous trainings over here. And if you go to the curriculum, okay, if you go to the curriculum, you will be able to get the different topics, whatever I'm going to cover as part of this training. But I'll take you through that, course content now. Clear, all of you? This link is already provided to you all in the WhatsApp group. Okay, so the same, whatever course content is available here, the same course content is present over here. So I'll go through this in the Excel because it will be easier for, means it will be better for you all to understand from here probably. So guys, as we all know, right, generative AI is becoming very, very important in the different phases of the software development life cycle. Okay, we can leverage the generative AI in the field of performance testing also, guys. Okay, now in order to understand how generative AI can help us in performance testing, we need to learn, right? We need to learn how we can interact with the different Gen AI tools. Okay, we need to learn how to interact with the different Gen AI tools. So this particular course has been designed to make you skilled to use the LLMs. We'll come in the few, we'll see in some time what is LLM. So how we can implement, by interacting with the LLMs in the different phases of performance testing, all of you. So if we go to the the first topic, basically which we are going to cover is generative AI fundamentals. So to keep everyone on the same page, everyone might not be at the same level on generative AI, right? Because I have interacted with so many people who are still not, means they have heard about the generative AI, but some people think that, it is rocket science. Some people think that, no, it is very easy, right? And some are aware of it, some are not aware of it. So to bring everyone on the same page, first I'll discuss about the generative AI fundamentals, wherein we'll basically see, like, the introduction to generative AI. And as part of generative AI, the biggest thing is the artificial intelligence, guys. So you'll understand, we'll get the introduction about the artificial intelligence and what is the significance of artificial intelligence. Then I'm going to make you understand about machine learning, deep learning, NLP, natural language processing, guys, and generative AI and language models. So these all are very, very important with respect to the generative AI. We are not going to deep dive into them. Let me make it very clear, guys, because our objective is here to understand how to interact with LLMs and then implement in our performance testing. Okay, so we'll not deep dive into all these things, but I'll make you, understand what all things they are. and you will have a very good idea about them, and then we'll go into them. I mean, so we'll see how to implement generative AI in the performance testing. Now guys, we are going to learn about language model. Now language models are of different types, that is large language model and small language model. So we are going to discuss about the types of LLMs. We are going to discuss about the language models and large language model and small language model. So LLM, whatever I told you here, that is nothing but large language model, everyone. Okay, that is large language model. Next, we need to know how do the LLMs work. Okay, how do LLMs work and what is the limitation. So we are going to understand about the architecture of LLM. Okay, how does the LLM work? So in order to understand that, you need to understand the architecture and what is the mechanism behind the LLMs, guys. Then we are also going to see the limitation. So every product has its limitations, right? So LLMs also have the limitation: bias, hallucination, computational cost. So these are some of the limitations, but we'll discuss in more details about them. You might not know right now, right? What is bias? What is hallucination? You might know the literature meaning, right? However, with respect to AI, what does it mean? We do not know that, guys. Then comes, guys, very, very important is what is a prompt. Most of you might not have heard of it, or whoever has a basic idea about generative AI or whoever has used Gen AI, they might have heard about prompt. So guys, we are going to understand about prompt, what is the definition of prompt and what is the role of prompt. So basically this prompt is nothing but it will be used to interact with the AI models. Okay, I'll discuss more in details later. So we're going to understand about prompts and what is the role of prompts when we are going to interact with the AI models. Then for the language models, right, there could be different parameters. Whenever we are interacting with the AI models, there can be different parameters. Let me give you an example, guys. All of you know about AI models, right? Or the products. Okay. All of you have heard of Chat GPT?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good. Anyone else?
Yes.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Meta AI.
Yes.
Yep.
Nice. Gemini.
Yes.
Very good.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Grok.
Yes. Yes.
Good. Then DeepSeek.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Nice. Very good.
Yes.
So guys, you have heard about all of these AI models, right? And these are products from different companies. Yes or no? Gemini is a product of which company, guys?
Google.
Google. Android.
All of you? Google?
Google.
Grok?
X.
I got one answer. Anyone else? That is X. Previously, it was known as Twitter, right? X. Meta AI?
Beta.
That is from Meta, right? So whenever you use WhatsApp nowadays, right, you have Meta AI in place, all of you. So guys, these all are different AI models. Okay, these all are different AI models, and you all can interact with them. Now, how many of you think? Okay, let me ask this in this way. Do you think, guys, any individual needs to be skilled in order to interact with the AI models?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I got one answer as no.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Do you think any individual, okay, any individual who wants to interact with AI needs to be skilled to be able to interact with AI and get the expected output, whatever he or she is expecting?
Yes, he should be skilled because that is
Yes.
the part of prompt engineering.
I got another answer is yes. One answer is no. Others, what do you think?
Yes, it is very much needed.
Yes. Others, see guys, don't think that you need to be correct. I'm just trying to understand your thoughts. I'm trying to catch your pulse, because based on that we'll take the course forward, right? Yes or no? Just tell your thoughts.
Yes,
Yes,
I
it is
think
required.
to
Yes.
interact,
So
yes, we need basic English, but to get a direction results, we need to be skilled enough.
very good. So guys, you see, most of us are saying that yes, we need to be skilled in order to interact with the AI models so that we can get the expected output. That is very, very important, right? So when we are going to interact with the AI models, then there can be different parameters based on which we can interact, guys. So there are language model parameters which is going to impact, okay, which is going to impact the response which we are going to get from the AI model. So we are going to understand about them. Then nowadays security is a big challenge, right? So we are going to understand the security risks involved. Okay, what are the concerns with respect to data privacy? What are the risks with respect to the cyber attacks? Misinformation, right? We have a lot of information nowadays. We do not know which one is correct, which one is wrong, right? And AI can also fall into that trap. And then we're going to see basically the different applications and use cases of AI, wherein in which all places it is being used. Now, as you all told that yes, it is very much required to be skilled in order to get the expected response from the AI models, right? We need to know to interact with the AI models properly, or rather effectively. And the way we are going to interact is we are going to do it with the help of a prompt, guys. Okay. Now I am interacting with you. We are human beings, right? But when I'm going to interact with an AI model, I am going to either ask a question, right? We normally ask questions nowadays to AI models, or we give some instructions to the AI models, right? So a prompt can be an instruction or a question to the AI model, guys. Clear, all of you? What is a prompt? A prompt can be an instruction or a question to the AI model. But anyone can write a question, anyone can give an instruction. So guys, everyone can give an instruction, everyone can write a question, but the output which the AI model is going to generate is not going to be the same for all of them, and also it might not be as per the expectation of that user, because the instruction might not be up to the mark, the question might not be might not be suitable for the AI model to respond to it correctly. That is why we need to know how to write prompts. Understood? We need to know how to write prompts, and that is what we are going to learn as part of prompt engineering, all of you. So I'm going to discuss now the topics which we are going to cover as part of prompt engineering. So what is prompt engineering? We are going to learn about prompt engineering, and I'm going to explain you what is the significance of writing or crafting effective prompts. Then we are going to see the components of a prompt, so basic prompt structure, okay? And then we will discuss about different frameworks, guys. We are going to discuss about different frameworks based on which we can write the prompts, okay? Then there can be different formatting styles while writing the prompts. There can be different parameters, like previously I told you, right? There are different language parameters. See here, language model parameters, right? So those language model parameters, we are going to see how to basically use them in our prompts. So how to write the prompts with the formatting styles, how to write the prompts with the different parameters, and what are these parameters? We will understand them, right? What is the significance of these parameters? Why are they required? Then, as I told you, whenever you are giving an instruction or a question or basically the prompt, you might not get the correct output, whatever you are expecting. Okay. So sometimes we need to do the prompt tuning, guys. We need to do the prompt tuning. So we have to adjust our prompts for specific response. Whatever response we are looking for, in order to get that particular response, we need to tune our prompt. And that is an iterative process, guys. And we need to do the refinement. Okay. So we are going to see the different prompting techniques. Okay, we are going to see the different prompting techniques, that is short-based prompting, sequential prompting, and context guiding prompting. See guys, in order to interact with the AI models, prompting is very, very necessary. Okay, you need to be skilled in writing prompts. You need to understand prompt engineering. And nowadays, in every job profile, you will see that whenever there are openings or when people are hiring, they are looking for professionals with experience in Gen AI. Okay, so to be a very good Gen AI user, you need to know prompting. Okay, and we'll then see what are the best practices which we need to follow in prompt engineering, guys. Okay, so these are the topics which you're going to see as part of prompt engineering. So after we have learned the fundamentals of Gen AI, after we have learned about prompt engineering, how we will interact with the AI models, we are basically going to see how to use AI in performance testing. Okay, here all of you. So then guys comes the different phases of performance testing, right? We have the different phases of performance testing. So first, we are going to see the requirement analysis phase. Okay, we are going to see the requirement analysis phase. So basically where we will see how to do the analysis of our requirements. So guys, in performance testing, what kind of requirements do we get?
Load, the how much load and in how much time.
Okay, how much load, how much time? Okay,
Non-functional requirements.
NFR.
very
Load.
good. This is the
POC.
term which I was looking for. The blanket term which we can use is the NFR. NFR is nothing but non-functional requirements. Here all of you, we get non-functional requirements for performance testing. Also, there are other types of non-functional testing, and performance testing is one of them. So we get the non-functional requirements. When we get the non-functional requirements, what do we do? We are going to analyze the non-functional requirements, right or not? That requirement analysis you can do with the help of AI tools, everyone. There will be a friend sitting beside you, a virtual friend, okay, a mentor whom you can utilize to analyze the NFRs. Okay, you can analyze the NFRs. You can understand the requirements in a better way. Then, can every requirement be tested, guys? Can every requirement be tested?
No.
May not be possible to test some of NFRs.
Very good. It may not be possible to test each and every NFR, right? That when we are analyzing, we keep some requirements in scope, we keep some requirements out of scope, right? So that is where AI can come in to help. It can help us to identify the testable requirements. See guys, you could be a very good performance test engineer, right? Or you might be an average performance test engineer. But if you use AI, you will definitely become an effective performance test engineer. Okay. You would be having very good understanding of the requirements, but AI can definitely help, in order to understand it better, so that your approach, your strategy is going to be more effective, more accurate, right? And with nowadays the kind of applications we are getting for doing the performance testing and all, it becomes very critical to understand the requirements, to analyze the requirements, put forward our question, right, to the business analyst, to the business, or to the solution architect regarding the requirements. If there is ambiguity, if the requirements are not complete, they are not clear, we need to clarify them. And then it can also help you to prepare the requirement traceability metrics. What is a requirement traceability metrics, guys?
Traceability from business requirement document to user acceptance testing. Entire SDLC, the document should be linked to each and every further documents, and it should also be bidirectional.
Okay, so we'll somewhat confine ourselves. So you are right, but as part of this training, we'll confine ourselves to performance testing. Okay, so from performance testing point of view, guys, who can tell me what is requirement traceability metrics?
The requirements from how much load is to be simulated in how much time till the actual throughput results, etc. Everything has to be traced so that you know what led to what.
Okay, anyone else?
It is just the requirement where we get the numbers, such like response time and SLAs.
No, that is your NFR, right? I'm talking about RTM, requirement traceability metrics. Okay, so guys, when we have the NFRs, right or not, when we have the NFRs, as part of performance testing, you are going to do different types of tests. It could be load test, it could be stress test, it could be endurance, it could be spike. Now, which all NFRs are going to be verified and tested as part of which all tests? If we are going to do a mapping between them to give a visibility to the customer, to give a visibility to the project stakeholders, okay, these all different requirements are going to be tested as part of this particular test. So it is kind of a matrix, guys. So here, let's say I have test 1, right? Then test 2. Test type basically means load test, I can say. Okay, I can write in this way probably. So let's say load test, okay, stress test, okay, endurance test. What is the other name for endurance test, everyone?
Soap test, longevity.
Soap test, very good. NFR1, NFR2, NFR3, right? Each NFR might not be tested as part of every test, right? Because it depends on the NFR what we are trying to verify. So let's say this NFR1 is going to be tested as part of this, as part of this, as part of this. This one, let's say, as part of this. This one, let's say, as part of this. So this is basically a RTM. Okay. So after you have analyzed the non-functional requirements, you could take the help of AI to prepare the RTM for you also. Or you can give the requirements to AI, ask it to prepare the RTM, it will do that for you. But for that you need to write effective and correct prompt, and that is what we are also going to learn in this training. Clear, everyone? Next, guys, so please note down your questions. Okay, we'll have the dedicated Q&A session in some time, guys. Test planning. So how to do the performance testing of that particular application? So what is your strategy going to be? What is your approach going to be? So that preparation you can do with the help of AI as well. Selection of different performance testing tools. Which performance testing tool should you use to do the testing of those non-functional requirements for your particular application? You can discuss that, or you can get those answers from AI as well. You can do the effort estimation, guys. This is one area where people, face a lot of challenges regarding effort estimation. If anything goes wrong, at the end, your project manager will tell you, why didn't you give me the correct effort estimation, right? If you get delayed, right? If you take more time than whatever you have committed, then your performance comes into question. Yes or no? So effort estimation, guys. Risk-based test prioritization. When do we do risk-based testing, guys? Can anyone tell me? When do we do risk-based testing?
Risk
Anyone?
is always a part of every plan, be it your over SDLC plan or test plan. You identify the risk and then mitigate and have mitigation and contingency planning for risk.
Yeah, that is risks. My question is, there is a term called as risk-based testing. When do you do that? Anyone?
When we have any parts in the application which we might think that we need to test them mandatorily, or it needs different kind of testing part, or it is a critical kind of thing. There might be a potential risk. So during that time, we actually can go for risk-based testing.
Okay. No.
If
I don't
I'll
think.
just take a guess. If at all it is a first venture or a first product version, you don't know the scenario which you're dealing with. You'll have to do risk-based prioritization over a period of time. When you gain sufficient confidence on the product or the platform, then probably it gets taken care of. I don't know if I'm right. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's completely fine. You don't have to write always. My objective here is to understand your thoughts. So, guys, risk-based testing is done when you do not have ample time available. Let's say, guys, there is a product being developed and performance testing is in scope for that particular product. However, the development team, okay, consumed a lot of time, and there is a fixed deadline that yes, the product has to go to production on that particular date, right? And whatever time has been given to you for performance testing, it might not be sufficient. Or let's say you have found it. Nowadays we do early performance testing, right? Let's say you found out some critical issues, critical bottlenecks, and the development team took a lot of time to resolve them, and you do not have enough time to do all your planned tests. Okay, you do not have enough time to conduct all your tests which are planned. So in that case, you will actually do a risk-based testing by prioritizing your tests. So what you already have a defined scope. Out of that scope, you will again prioritize which one is having higher priority. So based on that, you will basically do a risk-based testing, guys. Okay, you will plan your tests accordingly. Next, what all different types of performance tests you want to, conduct, that also you can interact with the AI and you can plan what all are the performance tests which I can plan for the given requirements and the given application, guys. Okay. Next, guys, very, very important, test case development, or I have written purposefully test case, because some project managers, they also think like performance testers also write test cases. We develop scripts, right? So test script development basically you can do with the help of AI tools. Okay, we can develop performance test scripts. And another very, very important point, test data creation. This is a big headache for performance testing team, right? So using AI, we can create the test data also, guys. Clear, everyone? Next, test environment setup. Test environment setup. Like what should be the test environment creation plan, like performance test bed, right? Whenever you're going to create the performance test environment, what kind of test environment need to be set up? So based on your requirements, based on your application landscape, you can interact with AI and generate the a test environment. Okay, test environment selection. What kind of test environment when you are going to create, like there can be different kinds of test environment for different scenarios, guys. Okay, so that will also come into picture with you can do that with the help of AI. Verification of test environment. How to verify my test environment, whatever I have got, whether that is suitable for my performance testing. That also I can do with the help of generative AI. Next, guys, test execution. That is another very, very important phase in performance testing, right? So we can find out the performance bottlenecks using AI, guys. So when you do the test execution, you can discuss the results with AI and it will help you determine the performance bottlenecks. Defect reporting, whatever issues you find out, okay, you can do the defect reporting with the help of AI. How to share the status and all. You might be doing a lot of work, guys. It is applicable to everyone, to me as well, right? We might be doing a lot of work, but if we are not presenting it correctly in an effective way, our work might not be visible to the project stakeholders. So it is very, very critical that we present our work in a proper way. So with the help of AI, we can share the daily status, weekly status, effectively. Then, guys, test cycle closure. So the last phase of the performance testing life cycle, whether our test cycle can be closed, we can do that particular assessment. We can do the analysis, right, or whatever results we got from the execution. Test metrics preparation. So based on the results, whatever we got, we can prepare our performance test metrics with the help of AI. I'm going to show that those all things, guys, how we are going to do. And then performance test report creation also. So we are going to see how to leverage AI, in each and every field of performance testing or phase of performance testing. And then we are going to see, guys, how to use AI in Jmeter. So I'll take Jmeter as an example of a performance testing tool, and I'll show you how we can utilize AI in Jmeter. So these are the list of topics or course content basically, which we are going to cover as part of this exclusive training, generative AI in performance testing, everyone. Okay. So many times I get this question, is learning generative AI really important, guys? I will say yes, because if not today, tomorrow you are going to use generative AI in your projects. Every company, every organization is now moving towards generative AI. They are trying to ask associates to start using generative AI and also show how much efforts they are able to save using generative AI, guys. So if you have not started using Gen AI, you are already late. Okay, but better late than never, right? So we need to start using generative AI. We need to start leveraging generative AI in the field of performance testing also. Okay, so I'll give a brief background today, guys, or we'll start with a small one. So every phase in performance testing we can do with the help, we can leverage generative AI in performance testing, guys. Coming to the introduction to Gen AI, okay, we'll go through one slide today and then we'll go to your questions, guys, if anyone has any questions. So before that, I'll ask you some questions. Okay, I'll ask you some questions. What comes to your mind when you hear the term generative AI, anyone wants to answer this? What do you think? What is why? What? See, there is AI already, right? So when we are telling generative AI, what do you think? Anyone? What comes to your mind when you hear this term generative AI? Okay, no worries. We'll discuss that.
Basically, a generative AI if we go for performance testing, mostly automation of a lot of things and reducing effort
Yes. Yeah, that is
and
with
time and
respect to
effort.
performance testing. Very
Right.
well said. Yeah. Okay. We'll discuss more on that. Okay. Have you encountered any AI generated content? The answer to this would be yes. Nowadays, right? We see so many videos, music, text, definitely, right? But which has really impressed you or surprised you? We get those funny videos nowadays, right? So which are being generated using AI, right? So it might have taken you by surprise that how are people able to generate such kind of content using Gen AI, right?
Chandra,
Then
I just want to take a shot at generative AI.
yeah,
Basically, when we give a prompt, the prompt engine or the AI model remembers our earlier prompt or the context. So it is generating prompt after prompt to get the final result. Maybe that is generative AI.
it is not generating prompt after prompt, rather it is generating response after response if you are
Yeah, yeah, correct.
providing, yeah, if you are providing prompts one after the another.
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
But very good. But what about the first prompt which you gave? There is no context for that prompt, right?
No, but it remembers. If supposing I work today and
No,
if I work
see, I'm
1 week
telling,
later, it will
yeah, yeah,
remember.
yeah, I understand what you are trying to say. I'm telling about your first prompt,
Okay, very first. Okay.
right? So there
Okay.
is no context to that, right? But still, that is also a prompt or not, and you get some response.
Okay.
We'll come to that, okay? But yes, thanks for bringing it up, and thanks for attempting. You are also means somewhat your answer is right. We'll go to that. Next, guys, you all have seen generative AI now. Like, if you have heard about generative AI, do you know like what all are the applications of generative AI which can help us, or which all things about generative AI actually concerns us, right? There are so many things, guys, right? Everything has a it has pros, it has cons, right? So generative AI is also going to be helpful as well as it is going to be concerning, right, for the society. So we have to be using it ethically, guys. Okay, we'll see that. Next is very, very important, guys. How do you think Gen AI will impact your industry or daily life in the next 5 years? Or the basic question which I get, are we going to lose our jobs, right? Are we going to lose our jobs if we do not know Gen AI, if we do not use Gen AI? See, guys, Gen AI cannot replace human beings, first of all. Again, if it comes to performance testing, right? Definitely, performance test engineers are required. Yes, generative AI will eat away the jobs of few, people, like, for example, content writing, right? That is also a job profile, right? There are people who do branding and all. I think that will, with time to come, with the increasing use of Gen AI, they will have a challenge. But for us, generative AI is a boon, not a ban. It is a boon using which we can, excel in the field of performance testing. Okay, guys. So we'll discuss more about this, how generative AI is going to leverage, means how we are going to leverage Gen AI. But before that, we'll deep dive into the fundamentals of generative AI, or first we will see about artificial intelligence, right, in the next session. So before we close for the day, I will want to open the forum for questions, because I want you all to have some time to ask your questions, everyone. Yeah, so please, if you have any questions, anyone.
Yeah, I have
Chandra.
one. I just, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So which
Maybe,
AI tool
yeah,
will you be?
sorry to interrupt. Yeah, I think we need to follow this. So all of you, please raise your hands. So the order in which the hands are raised will come to those questions. Okay. Yeah, I think Praveen was speaking. You can go ahead.
Yeah. So which AI tool will you be using for the training?
Yeah. So I will be using different AI models. In fact, okay, I'll not confine myself to any particular AI model. We'll be using multiple AI models, and we'll be seeing, how the responses we are getting for our, activities or different phases. Okay. Yeah.
And if your
Yeah.
company already has an AI tool and a existing, performance testing tool, so will you be showing us or training us how to, kind of integrate the two?
So I will be focusing on Jmeter and how we can use AI in Jmeter. With respect to the organization, so it will be, for different organizations, there will be different tools, different AI models in place. So this training, whatever is the tool, whatever is the AI model, this training will help you to learn so that you can use any AI model for any particular tool. Because the way I'm going to conduct this training and the topics which I'm going to cover, they will help you to work with any AI model, and you will be able to apply it in every phase of performance testing.
And you'll also, teach us how to integrate these two, the performance testing tool and your AI tool, to cover
It
all
will be
those
limited
topics
to
that you just.
Jmeter only. That is what I'm trying to say. From
Yeah.
a tool perspective, that will be limited to Jmeter.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. But once you learn this, you should be able to use AI in any performance testing tool and in any phase of performance testing. Okay. Yeah. We'll go to the next one. Pratap.
Yeah, Chandra, this is particularly in my case. I am a 1997 pass out. I have more than 20 years of experience in IT, 25 to be precise. And I have been laid off from my company in October 2024. My age is around 50 right now. And wherever I put in my CV, I don't even get an interview call. So that is the trend in the industry right now, that people above 40, 45 are not getting calls for any interviews or jobs. So the reason I'll do this course, if at all, is because so that I can land up a job and I can continue working for some few more years. And yeah, I have done two courses in AI in my last organization before leaving, and I that is my background. And I've been a manager in QA and testing and process throughout. And also I have a strong foundation in innovation, where I've done a diploma in innovation also. Now what will happen is, with this AI and AI phase, whenever it gets consolidated in the next 5 years, people will have more productive time for innovation. And that is where the industry is trying to push the workforce, so that they do mundane tasks for a very short time, and most of the time productivity is spent on innovation and innovating for business, to excel in business for every organization. So I just want to ask you, if at all I do the course, will I be able to land up a job, first of all? And secondly, will you be also teaching functional testing as Selenium does, or as QTP does, or as any other tool of that kind does?
Okay. Yeah, thank you. So I got a question. First of all, we cannot, commit or guarantee a job after this training. Definitely, it will increase your skill set. But coming to this particular training, performance testing is a prerequisite because this training is going to focus primarily on performance testing, how to leverage generative AI in performance testing. For functional testing and automation testing, we have separate batches, for generative AI. So if you are more inclined towards functional testing, so I suggest that course. To be very frank, that course might be very helpful for you. But because this course is primarily going to focus on performance testing. I hope I answered your question.
Yeah, but as a test manager, I will require to know everything, right? Even
Yes,
performance
yes,
testing. I've
yes,
done Jmeter in the past. I've done Jmeter in the past. I've done other tools also like Kite and other tools. So 5, 6 tools I've done in my career. So
yeah.
anything is okay as far as
And in
knowledge
that
is
case, it is
concerned.
going to help you. In that case, it is going to
Yeah,
help you. But if your focus is on, because you mentioned about Selenium and QTP, so if your focus is on that, then as part of this training, I'm not going to cover that. Just to keep you informed.
yeah, but to inform you, I'm not a hands-on coder anymore. So if even if I do functional testing, I'd require AI to generate the code for me.
Yeah, no problem. So in that case, this training will help you. Don't worry. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Thank you, Rich.
no problem. Christina, you could ask your question. Okay, I got your question. You are trying to say is like, if you do not know Jmeter, will it be easy to understand for you? Yes, because as I told you, this training will primarily focus on performance testing overall, all the phases of performance testing, and then we are also going to see how to integrate AI with Jmeter. So this training is going to help you definitely if you are curious about performance testing. Okay, so yeah, that is there. Again, I think there is a question from Pratap.
Yeah, Chandra, just one more question. Since I have used JMeter in the past, I could simulate the JMeter performance test. That was easy, but I couldn't make much of the final graphs or the final reports which are thrown out by JMeter, like the throughput and what goes down, how many. If I increase the load, that is the number of users, and I decrease ramp up time or I increase ramp up time, how do the graphs change? Will you be teaching to read those graphs also? Because that is a real challenge in JMeter.
Yeah, so those all things are covered in another training of mine, that is, where I teach completely Jmeter. So over here, we are going to see how we can use generative AI in Jmeter. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Are there any other questions, guys? So Christina, like how to integrate this with LR, you will be able to understand when I'm going through the sessions. No, I'll also touch upon like how you can use this with different other tools also. It will help. It will help you. Okay. Yeah. So if I have answered your question, maybe you can lower your hand. Okay. I think there is another question. What is the duration of this course, right? So we'll be covering the course in 18 to 20 hours, guys. So within 1 month, we will be able to complete this. The sessions will happen from Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. So there will be no classes on Saturday and Sunday. So the sessions will happen from Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. Regarding the fees and all, so it is clearly mentioned in the website. So the course fee is 6,900 Indian rupees only. So regarding the payment details and all, so it will be communicated in the group. So if anyone is interested to go to the payments.
Chandra, just one question, last question. Since you are in the industry and connected to the industry so much, what is your gut feeling about the age factor in IT? Means, do we people having 50 years of age stand any chance in IT anymore, or should we pursue other careers? Just a question from my angle, actually.
Yeah, yes, I understand your question. Because this session is being recorded and with respect to the training, so maybe I'll send you, my response in the group, or I'll
Okay.
send you, privately. Okay.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So if there are no other questions, I thank you all for joining this demo session today. So I hope you all enjoyed the session today. And if any one of you have any further queries, you could post your query in the WhatsApp group, or you can also ping it to me one-to-one as well. So in the group description, you will find my details in the WhatsApp group. So you could also put your query to me one-to-one, or in the WhatsApp group also. It is up to you. So yeah, so we'll now close the call for today. So thank you all for joining. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thanks, Venkat. Thanks for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Hope you all enjoyed this session today.
Yes, we enjoyed it. Thank you.